This turn doesn't see a whole lot. Oh, by the way, welcome. Just some more of their tank movement and a couple shots back and forth. Upside, no casualties this half. This tank begins closing in. This tank will move up to right in front of our old tank. We don't actually take a ton of fire here. It's mostly outgoing as they're moving up into position, so they're not set up to shoot. The left flank is the exception. They are set up on that hedgerow. This tank continues to shoot here. These guys took some fire picking up and going, but they did not die, so lucky them, I guess. I'll look at this in a second. I don't know what the fuck this is, so we'll look at it in just a moment. Okay, to zoom in here, I don't know if this is their tank firing and getting a weird bounce. I don't know if it's something from their side overshooting our town dudes and hitting here. I don't know if it's our dudes attacking this tank, because this tank is visible from a couple dudes in the town. But we get this weird thing. That. You can see it just kind of comes out of nowhere. It's not originating from our dudes. So that makes me think that it's something over here we're not seeing shot, and then we only see the bullets and explosions and shit when it gets right. Possibly the tank back over here, possibly something else we're not seeing. I'm not sure. Not that it matters, it doesn't do a whole lot. And even if it is targeting back here, it's either targeting their tank or it's targeting our tank, in which we don't care. The crew is the only issue. And unfortunately, they should be moving, but they're not, because you can't give a bail order and a movement order in the same damn turn. Unfortunately, as they're advancing, we don't score any casualties. We do put out a decent amount of fire, and this team is retreating, probably from the TAC AI, but it could be a person. Who knows? We have the burning tanks here. We have a lot more troops in the center than we have on our left flank. You can see they're coming up here. They are starting to storm this head. They do have, towards the end of the turn, you'll see a couple squads coming in through here. There's a good amount of Americans there. Entire squad. And to wrap it up, double shast for an overview of this mortar team's position. This is where they took the 2 casualties and lost their mortar. Actually, I don't know if they lost it. This dude, the lone dude, could have it with the shells, but it doesn't really seem like it. Anyway, there he is, and throughout the turn he goes over here, gets to the hedge, but immediately before he can do anything, goes to ground, because he... that was my roll 20, not yours. He starts taking fire. You'll also note that it didn't say buddy aid, it just said spotting, so I don't think there's anything he can do anymore. I've been looking prior to recording this segment for the last body, and I'm not finding it. The leader's there, then you have this dude, and this dude, I think he died over here, or maybe en route. There he is. So he might be the one to have the last bit, but I don't know. Just stare at his body though. Look at that. Look at that. This is what you've done. This is what... And this half the turn brings us back to less than great news. So we're open. This tank continues to press onto our center here with the building. Then in an exchange of fire over here, the machine gun takes a casualty, but before that, the tank crew, which was not moving, I gave them orders to head back kind of into this area just to get to cover, and I guess the tank scared the shit out of them or something. They decided to stay put, and this tank shooting our tank managed to take out one of them. Anyway, and then we have the machine gun over here take a casualty in an exchange of fire. There you go. The guys over here just shoot. Hit him. Now, we take one here when this tank shells in the middle of the field as they're crossing. They weren't taking fire previously, but as they were exchanging position, they take fire and lose their leader. Not a good person to lose. The Shrek, I only gave them a 100-meter arc for two reasons. One, that is the effective range. 200 is effective, but not super effective. Secondly, the 200 range was way the shit out beyond anything they should really be shooting. So this was within the arc. They fire and they hit it. That's good news, but it's also bad news because you'll see in a second the tank just decides to back the fuck up. It's not dead. And beyond that, as it's backing up, the Shrek team gets broken, then fires another shot that goes way over the tank and lands back here. So the tank is injured and possibly has some dead people inside, possibly damage to the components, but for the most part it's clearly okay because it's capable of backing up into the field. So let's at least get a view of the hit. And it did hit the back. So as it's trundling through here, they fire their shot off. And hit it in the back. Right there you can see. So that draws its attention and it wheels its turret about, but it then decides not to as it seeks cover. But then it decides to, and it just becomes a generally indecisive bird. That said, it doesn't look like it sees them because it's now facing that direction. However, these guys could be in trouble. So there's that. Backing up to the very beginning. This is our first casualty. Boom, he was just really close to that explosion. And then our machine gun team casualty. Oh no, I've been shot! That's okay. So, I'm doing this in one long take. Because I can. So, here's their line. Get someone. We get someone up. That's it over here. There's very little seen here. These guys, and that's about it. And it's mostly outbound. I don't even think we put a shot down over here. And then we have our center. When we last left off, there is at least one whole squad coming through here, more likely 1.5 to 2. And I really wish the trees would go away at a slightly larger distance so I didn't have to keep mousing the camera back and forth over them. This Jeep here, you know, he's chilling. He's doing cool stuff. This is our guys, all dead. Because, you know, well, that's their guys. But this is our guys. If I can click it again. Jerks. You see that shell that hits over here and takes out those dudes? realized that in showing our casualties I forgot to show these guys. So they're crossing. I gave them both fast orders. The leader is the trailer here, and the shell that hits just gets him with shrapnel. Then secondly, we have second HQ over here, and a shell comes in from this tank here and obliterates the entire HQ. Insult to injury, they didn't decide to rake the bodies with machine gun fire. Last but most definitely least, our second missed Shrek shot, or our second Shrek shot that missed. Here he is loading it. Here he is aiming. He's ready to fire. And there he goes. And it hits way back here. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully maybe if they recover and get up, this tank will still be within range and they'll be able to take them out. If not, we might be able to move them closer to this tank over here, or we might be able to relocate them to help take out this tank again, perhaps even assist with something up here. They have 3 shots remaining on that.